And thanks, Sean, for the intro. That is, what's the best way to point this thing?
Do you want to use it?
Isn't that well, because I tend to mumble.
Oh, you do mumble. You want a mic?
Hmm?
You want a mic?
Oh, yeah. Mumble it is. Okay. Can you generally hear me? Is that all right? Okay. I'll get quieter and I'll start mumbling more as we go along.
Do you want a mic?
Yeah. So yeah, as Sean said, there are quite a few changes to Title 24 this time around, especially the lighting stuff. The lighting stuff really got a lot of attention. And just to give you some background on how all of that works, the reason that we have changes to the lighting parts of Title 24 is that the state has various goals. I'll tackle that in a bit. The state has various goals about saving energy, how much energy we want to try and save by what date. But what we have to do as regulators who write Title 24, we have to go through this very long public process that lasts about 3 years, 3.5 years, where we come up with a bunch of proposed, or others come up with a bunch of proposed changes to the code. And then they all get costed out, like what happens if we do this thing? What costs does it incur to contractors, to building owners, to manufacturers? And then what are the benefits to the crew? How much energy gets saved by these potential measures? And at that stage, some of them get chopped out because they don't pay for themselves, and others do pay for themselves, and they go forward to this public process where they get discussed for about a year or so, and we get input from designers and manufacturers and contractors and anybody else who wants to take an interest. And then the measures that get beaten up through that process come out at the end of it changed, and then they're kind of ready for code because they're mostly agreed on by folks. So thank you. Okay, is that working? Okay. It might be a bit loud. Okay, is that down there?
Too loud.
Yes. Maybe too loud. Sounds really loud to me. Like it's in my ear. Okay. So what
New microphones. Okay, see if that will work.
Is that better? That's down. Okay, that's better. Okay. So what we're got some. Do you got maybe just a horn or something? Actually, I'll stick with it for this one. See if we get
Okay. Just can't move around.
That's better. Yes, that's not bad. There we go. Is that it? This one?
This is volume that's for you.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it's good. Okay, so the things I'm presenting today are all measures that have gone through that long public process of adoption. To set the stage for the actual standards that you'll have to accommodate, the new standards become effective January 1st, 2014. So whatever that is, 6 months from now. And they become effective on that date for projects that are permitted on or before that date. So if your building permit is applied for on or after that date, you should comply with the new permit. The language is final. So all the stuff I'm presenting today, it's actually been on the law books for about a year now, although it's not yet implemented. And what we're doing right now, we just finished writing the compliance manuals. So the compliance manuals are the helpful documents that tell you what the code means in English instead of regulator English. Those are now available on our website. You can download those. They've got helpful diagrams and explanations. And then we also just finished developing the alternative calculation method, which I'm sure some of you are aware is the performance method. If you don't want to comply with the prescriptive requirements of the code, you can, as an alternative, put your building through performance calculations and prove that what you're trying to do is just as good as what the prescriptive code requires, but it's done differently. So we're updating those right now. We've just finished updating those.